We did it! By God, we've made it happen. Mitch, the big 4-0. It is officially episode 40. We do have game news to get to up at the front, and then we're going to be diving back in for part 2 of our discussion with Bone Crusher 2D. We've got a lot of show coming at you in just a minute. Welcome back to the Riders Report.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to executive producers Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and my mom, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
Last week, we received another community update from Ubisoft over on Reddit r/Riders Republic, and this one touched on 5 different updates. The first talked about the save issue when the new season dropped, where it seemed like your progression was gone, but that wasn't the case. As we found out, you just had to replay a bit of the tutorial, so they wanted to thank everyone for stepping in, reassuring people that their progress was still there. They are also looking to collect feedback on the leaderboards, so you are open to provide that to them. They also talked about the boost tapping and the changes to that. They hear everyone's feedback on boost tapping and what the community likes to see. Don't have an update for it on the time, but they are at least working on it and discussing it with the team. They also mentioned the special mass races that Nick and I thought we missed out on, but we haven't. The first special mass race will start today, Wednesday, the 24th. We'll have everyone using the same gear, so there will not be any difference in the bikes or skis that you're using from everyone else. And then 1 week later, at the beginning of September, they'll have the special mass race with no collisions. So once again, if you're interested at all in mass races, make sure to try both of those out and provide feedback, and that might impact the regular mass races in the game further on. And finally, perhaps the biggest change, and a huge one, to the weekly challenges. They have introduced Brett's Burger Box. Whenever you're doing weekly challenges, you can complete one to earn a Brett's Burger Box, and it will give you random goodies from a previous weekly challenge reward that you missed out on, gear that you've missed out, new rewards, or even some stars. This is a good way to get some of the old weekly challenge rewards if you missed out on them. Bear Nips, one of the members of the community, made a great video talking about these. And just a final note, if you are doing the Brett's Burger Box challenges, they can be very hard to miss what you have unlocked. It doesn't pop up in any big banner or a big screen display. Whenever you've beat that weekly challenge, it'll just pop up in the small bottom corner of the game saying weekly challenge done, and then show you the items. So you do actually unlock something, just be sure to keep your eye out for it. If you're looking to compete in the next TFG event, we are running a video edit challenge called Director Mode. You can use any sport, any spot, any music that's allowed to be on YouTube, and those videos should be around 1 minute 30 seconds. These edits will be due September 18th at midnight, and if you want all of the rules and information and the submission form, you can head to nickandmitch.com/director mode.
And now, without further ado, here is part 2 of our interview, or I guess it was more of just a discussion with Bone Crusher 2D. Enjoy.
Kind of made 2 things pop into my head. So one of them was talking about Tricks Battle and Mass Races, but both of those were multiplayer modes that they anchored the game around almost at the beginning. They were the big things that they added, and then nothing has really changed with them since then. Like the Tricks Battles, there's both of them have received new maps, but like what I would have hoped for and wanted to see was them host at least a couple live events or even just online events where they're showcasing more of the Tricks Battles and, you know, having the top players compete and explaining why, like what we talked about it way back, like a team of you and Daggy and Cinematic going up against another team that's super competitive in Tricks Battles.
We had for a while talked about me and Daggy being leaders of different teams and doing a kind of selection pick off of the best players we could find. And then each having our own competition against each other of the end game But again, the tricks battle comes down to whether or not you can hold one part of the map.
Right.
Mhm.
So when you consider that, it would be like 5 minutes of watching one team battle for one spot,
Mhm.
and then the entire 4 other parts just not mattering at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
So
And
it's like one of the
yeah,
things
it's one of those when they design the tricks battles too. Like when they come up with the idea for that, and they would see that's the end game. Like they should hopefully be thinking of something to change it up, or make it something more enticing for you to come back to. Because if you see it's now just a territory battle for one spot, then they got to think of other mechanics to make sure that it doesn't turn into that, and give it more of a strategic play on it. Because if it's a game where there's no strategy to it, then it isn't fun for anyone.
Yeah,
right. And there's a point that I want to bring up with all of this as well. You're talking about, you thought that they would have given some more love or some more focus attention on these modes that they kind of built their brand around. This is a completely different episode all in itself, but how long is too long for us to continue using the game did not release at 100% complete? That trope of the pandemic was there. They built a lot of this from home. There were a lot of factors in the outside world that made this game kind of release with a wobbly wheel, so at how long is too long before we wow, Mitch is sending us through a rinse cycle.
You just dropped the whole mic.
How long is too long before we start saying, oh, well, they didn't do tricks battles, they didn't dive right into that and do live events and these big contests, because they're still building this game. There's going to come a point where it's too much or it's too little. They did enough, they couldn't do enough, whatever else. But as of right now, yeah, I agree. I feel like if they did something like Steep, where they're giving away physical prizes, they're doing a Ubisoft Twitch live stream, where they just need to put some time and attention here. You might build up that competitor base, which would then in turn translate to more money and attention to making it a more competitively friendly game. If you post those competitions online, it's Bones versus Daggy's team. We're going to have a shoutcaster that's a dev, do this whole thing, talk about the game, and boom, all of a sudden there's the Twitch community that goes, we can play this as an esport. Let's start grinding this game. Let's start getting in. Then the devs go, hey, Ubi, we need more money. Look at all these people that want this challenge, this, competitive mode. So I don't know. I feel like the trope of like, oh yeah, they built this and then the pandemic.
Yeah,
I think lean on that a lot, but
I think going to that question, my first response was, okay, you have a month. When the game releases, you have a kind of a month to stabilize some of these issues that are just bugs, right? You just got a month. That's really the only acceptable time I could give for that. When it comes to actual game modes and other things, I was expecting it to be done in 6 months, because having actual game development, there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. And as somebody who's looking into joining that kind of career path, I've done a lot of research and figured out that yes, there is a lot that people have to do to make a game happen. And I can understand that a 6-month window would be a decent amount of time to really hammer the modes that are in the game, or to develop and really play out the new modes or whatever else would be there to keep the players coming back. But if every time you're releasing something, it's just as buggy, just as unfinished, just as I don't want to say terrible. Like, I love the game, but it's
unpolished.
Not good.
I would say unpolished. It is there. The game plays. It has fun aspects. It's just not bulletproof yet. Yeah. You can still, like you said earlier, you can still see the cracks of sunlight shining through the wall. They still need to like fill in those last couple of cracks. But that's not saying that the house isn't built and that it keeps water out of it.
Yeah. And I don't want anybody going out and saying, oh, Bow Crusher hates this game, cancel him. No, because I love the game. It's just when it comes to these, I have had a lot of time to think about why I don't like it. And when you have somebody who's had that much time to think about why they don't like it, all they can really say is very negative things. And I don't want anybody to think that I just have negative feelings towards this game, because it's just not true. I love the game, and that's why I have so much. What is the opposite of love? Is animosity, or is the not caring about something? But I care. I care a lot about this thing, and I want to see it flourish and be beautiful, and I want to be engaged in the game. But it's just got some holes to fill.
I don't think it comes across as hating the game either, too. And when like groups like us, we've been giving feedback to the old game, to this game, playing it so much, we're looking for a lot. We're looking for a lot of those issues and things that, they want to hear the not so great feedback so that they can make better changes. So that's what we're used to talking about.
And I've been volunteering for Ubisoft in this between the Yeti Society and the Mad Collective now for 6 years.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, us too. It's been a second.
Yeah, almost. It was like 5.5 years. But yeah, it's been. I feel like I have earned the right to or to beep.
We've got some old Steep voiceover vocal sounds to play over that. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We're not coming at this. Someone who, a streamer who plays 100 games in a month, they're testing everything. This is their entire career, is to just play the new game. They're going to play this for 2 minutes and go, this sucks, on to the next one. We have, like you said, it's been 5.5, 6 years where we have known the developers. We've known the studio. We know what they're capable of. We have this rapport and we know the games, and we're looking at it from a different light. This is truly a passion of all of ours. So when we say that something isn't there, it's not, this game's the worst. It's, we want to see it improve.
Well, here's another thing too. Nobody goes into Riders Republic, nobody goes into Steep and says, this is my main game, other than us.
Right? And
it's a couple content bringers.
Other than like the people who really play it, right?
Right.
Most people will join the game and they'll be like, I'm having more fun with this than I thought I was going to. And then it becomes their second or third game that they come back to when they've got, the boys, right? You got everybody on, you're like, hey, you guys want to just screw around on Riders Republic? I mean, you got 20 minutes to burn. I mean, why not? Just go down the hills a little bit. And that's one thing I loved about Steep, and kind of you can still do in Riders Republic, is you just go. You don't have to have a direction. You just go. You can just go down the hill. Have fun.
My XP score is all the proof you need for that. I have so many hours in that game, but I still look like an amateur because I just love exploring. I love me some exploring. I don't need a race. I don't need a challenge. I don't need a storyline. Just give me the pretty world and a bike. Mitch, I think you had one final question to wrap this up. I'm pretty sure this is going to be 2 episodes long. We've gone for quite a long time. It's been an incredible talk with you both. Thank you so much. No, sorry at all. You just gave us a week off for main topic. No, this is going to be great. But
cool.
Mitch,
I'll help you guys also with the wrap ups and stuff like that.
There you go.
Boys, I'll see you in the next episode. I'm doing 2.
Excellent. Yeah, we're probably like split this halfway through the discussion. The question I have been thinking of, it's been on my head for a while now, and we can all give our little kind of opinion on this, so I'll answer right after. But my question is this, I think it's sold well and people play it. I see players around. So assuming they would get permission for a second game or year 2 or expansions, is what they have now a better base to build on for a second game than what Steep was if they had have just taken Steep, done Steep 2, added some stuff? Or with what we have in Riders Republic now, like, do you like the base that they have here? They've tried a bunch of different kind of multiplayer modes. They're testing out races. They're testing out this new leaderboard style. So if they took this and started working on a game 2 and added more of the features and fixed them, I guess, do you like that direction? Because to me, I love the map. I love the bikes. I think they got a good bike community. They could change some stuff about like the butters and the skiing, but I think overall, I like the game outside of challenges, scores, everything. Just playing the game, exploring. I like that more. I just want to see the creator mode. I want to see stronger leaderboards, stronger multiplayer modes where you can set up private lobbies. But I like what they have so far.
Yeah. And I think that I think Riders is in a better spot to have a sequel than Steep was, just based on the community factor alone. Games are moving into that multiplayer realm now, and they have this wonderful base that if they do, like we said, they give us the options to do truly whatever we wanted. If you want to be a competitor, go compete. If you want to, mess around with your friends, then go do that. Go have fun in these fun challenges. But if you're really, really serious, there are also things there. If you're like Nick and you don't care about points and you just want to be a hermit and just, roam the outskirts of the map, then great. Here are perks. Here are things to support that. I do think that this game has so many tools in the toolbox that if they branch off and they just focus on, let's say, bikes, I think they would be in a better spot than Steep was where we left off. I want to save the best for last. Bones, take the floor one last time. Here we go.
See, I love being able to be here because when I am just watching the videos, I can't argue with you guys until afterwards.
Excellent.
I
boy.
completely disagree
Knew
with
it.
what you guys said. And not to say that having another game wouldn't be good. I think that if we were to see this game, it's considered a live service game. They're expecting about 5 years worth of content and support for this game. Depending on how well it does, obviously, they may change that. But I would love to see where this game is in 5 years. Once it's had some time to bake in the oven, once I've had some time to fix the cracks, it would be kind of hard to make a completely different game, even though there are some mechanics that are just really ingrained in the game that I would love to see changed a bit. I'd love to see some faster turning, stuff like that, more responsive, whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really want to see what they can do with this game. And if they make another game, it's going to have all the same flaws that this one had, which is that it's, there's just not enough time. They're trying to do too much with too little time. And I think what they need right now is the time to really just make it a polished, beautiful game and fix all these things that we've been talking about. Whether or not they really want to go in the arcadey or the more casual route, or if they want to take it into a more competitive side, I don't know. But I would love to see what they do with it in the time that they use this as a live service game.
Mitch, not to prolong this anymore, I know it's the final question. It's going to take another 30 minutes. Here's episode 3. Welcome to the third installation. Were you talking about Steep after year 1 versus Riders after year 1, or were you talking about the end of Steep versus Riders where it is now?
For me?
Yeah.
It's
like the original question.
I guess in general, it wasn't so much making a second Riders Republic game based off of this. It is, are they in a good position to continue it as this brand, I guess?
Okay. So if they were
doing a year 2
plan,
or year 3 pass, but some of that was dedicated to adding a creator mode and fixing some of the stuff that's in the game now, I guess.
I would actually like to speak on that.
Yeah.
So I think I would have liked a Steep 2 more than a Riders Republic as it is. Steep, the vision for Steep was the mountain first. Challenges,
yeah, of course.
Multiplayer, everything else came afterwards. The mountain, really encapsulating the feel of the mountain and everything like that, really made it an enjoyable time. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that have said, after the challenge ends, I just keep going down. Let's see what's down there, And Riders Republic is kind of the same, but it doesn't hit that same spot. It's more of the multiplayer. It wants everybody to be engaged all the time with the surroundings, with the people around them. You will never go a second without seeing somebody somewhere on the map. That's what they want. And that has its own niche hit of group. But if I was to pick one or the other, I would say I would like more of a mountain exploration. I want to really be engaged with my surroundings and forget that I'm in a video game for a little while.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We can only hope that Mitch is right, and that as we get year 2, year 3 down the road, and they do provide these features that we have been asking for, that the game just needs to be a fully rounded game. We can only hope that will be the moment. 2-3 years time, we'll come back as a trio here, and we will discuss what it looks like then. And hopefully it does blow Steep out of the water. I really do want to see this game succeed. Obviously, we're still in year one. There's a lot of room to go, a lot of the race left to finish. Bones, thank you so much. I think our race is going to finish right here. We appreciate you for taking the time this evening to come in and talk with us. And hopefully we will see you somewhere around the world for another competition soon.
Absolutely. And if you guys ever want me back on the show, or if you just want to hang out, I mean,
get him out of here.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. We'll see you in the next game.
Bones, is there anything that you want to plug? Is there anything that you're working on right now? Just a friend you want to shout out? Floor is yours for a second before we kick your butt out of here.
Unfortunately, no. I don't have anything I need to shout out.
Your cat.
Other than
who is the cat?
We saw. She's gone. She said no. I wasn't giving her attention. So, my family, my cat, all the beautiful ones. No, I would like to really shout out the developers of this game, though. They're fantastic people. They try their best. Sometimes it's either the management or whatever gets in the way of getting the best product out there.
It's a business.
It's a business. Yeah, they gotta find what makes the most money, and I get that. So I want to shout them out and say that they're doing a fantastic job, and I can't wait to see what they make and get done in the future.
Bones, thank you so much for joining us again, and thank you for sticking through part 1 and 2 of this interview with Bone Crusher 2D. Let's hit that Riders Report. Riders Roundup. Oh God. Before we get started with this week's Roundup, we'd like to give one more huge thank you, huge shout out to our executive producer, Bone Crusher, for joining us for this 2-part interview discussion, whatever that turned into. It was a wonderful time, regardless of the title of what it actually was. So we were checking the comments. Turns out you guys do enjoy this interview format. This was the first of hopefully many. So we are going to try and keep up doing some interviews here and there throughout the Riders Report weeks. So keep an eye out on your Discord messages. We may be DMing you to be our next guest. Now, on with the Roundup. Mitch, we are kicking it off this week with none other than Hollow Endeavor.
Yes, and he is cruising around Mammoth City. You got it. Pulling off some huge freestyle tech. And he says he can't wait to shred it in BMX. This is one of the best spots to just shred on a bicycle. There's so much to play with in the urban environment. And I'd love to see all the tricks that he's pulling off.
Yeah, I really enjoy this. I don't even want to call it truncated edit version, but just the fact that he's fast forwarding all of his clips to get to the meat and potatoes of the run. I really did enjoy the pacing and the tempo there, and cannot wait, like he said, cannot wait for the BMX to just shred up that part of the map. Moving on now, we have yet another frequent flyer here. It is Kuno once again with the POV. You make an edit for Jimmy Kruk.
Yes.
Jimmy
Kruk. He is putting a whole bunch more effects into this video. And I think he just wants to show off how his editing has improved. That's what he said in the Discord server from the beginning of his videos to now. And is this a different channel, Kuno Going Dark? Or is that just, did he change his name?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Ooh, I think he just changed his name for now. Still, I like it. He's
freak out.
Going dark. He's throwing in more of these edits and all of the crazy features, and it's going to be beautiful.
Getting some Eddie Munson vibes up front there with some lightning bolt crashes. I'm really digging all of these editors and their styles. The styles are really starting to shine through now. Mm-hmm. And you're starting to see some like real standalone formats. I'm here for it 100%. Talking about being here for it 100%. Rounding out the pack this week is yet again Bare Nips, this time with voiceover included.
Yes, and this was the video we mentioned at the very beginning of the episode, so just once again, recommending you go check that out. There is another person sharing their beautiful voice and opinions on the game, and we love to see that.
Keep it up. Yes, if you would like to share your video, a friend's video, make sure that they're okay with it. Don't just go sharing content because you feel like it's, you guys get it. Feel it out. Send it over to our self-promo channel on the Nick and Mitch Discord server. All of that, of course, linked down below. Thank you so much for joining us for 40 of these episodes. I mean, yes, we've had Steepcast. Yes, we've had App Race Steep. Yes, we've had some one-off shows. But episode 40 of the Riders Report, Mitch, it always hits different when we hit a 10 milestone, call it a decade milestone. When you hit a 10 episode milestone in a new, channel, new dial. So happy 40 to you. Anything you need to say to the people right before we hit the halfway point?
No, I mean, I think we have something fun planned for episode 50. If we remember it or execute on it, that's a different story.
Yeah, we have a lot of things written down. We have some incredible content here written down. It's just a matter of doing it. So stay tuned. In 10 weeks, we should have something beefy for you. Hopefully, we'll get an interview or two before we hit 50 there. Like I said, really, I really did dig the interview style. It was a lot of fun to actually sit down and talk to somebody about the game instead of just you and me. I mean, I never get tired of talking to you, but you know what I mean. It has some different flavor.
Yeah, it was a different feeling, and I really enjoyed it too. I think it's we're much better at doing that now as well compared to some of the old interviews that we did. Back when we were putting this up on Spotify and up as a podcast, we'd put the extended interviews on that. So it's really cool to see that style change.
Yeah, if you would like to see that transformation, dig through our catalog. Go find Steepcast and find when we talked to, who was it, Obzen?
Yep, and Bone Crusher once.
And Bone Crusher. Yeah, go back and listen to those and you'll understand. It's leaps and bounds. We are on a completely different planet. Let's center here. We really didn't talk a lot this week. Let's be real. We had a big main topic that took up a lot of this week's episode from last week. So we're still kind of warming up as we finish. Can we cut all of that? No? Okay. Special thanks goes out to our YouTube members, executive producers, none other than Bone Crusher 2D, along with Coach 34 and Mama Bell. Of course, we have our co-producers and our fans and Fans Plus along for the ride, including a new fan. Welcome to the family, Flo B. Thank you very much for your support.
Yes, and if you want to become a member, you can hit join down below, help support our channel and all of the videos we're making, and you get some cool perks like emojis, badges, early access to this video, members only video per month, and much more.
Yeah, you can also just subscribe for free to catch all of our Riders Republic content on this channel, including this show, The Riders Report, episode 41, coming out same place, same time next week, along with our X Games style competitions, the Tartiflette Games Director Mode. Get your submissions in before the 18th of September. The clock is ticking, but there is still time to create a wonderful edit. We're talking any sport, any spot, any song, as long as we can keep it on the YouTube video. We don't care about the money. We just need the audio to stay on the video. It's kind of a big part of our channel is hearing our voices back when we go and watch them. Thank you very much once again for joining us for episode 40. We will see you, like I said, same place, same time next week for episode 41. But until then, I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yins on the slopes.